Rivers to Ekeler, he's wide open, inside the 20, Ekeler to the end zone, and he is in for the score! The Colorado native with the touchdown here in Denver. That is his 7th receiving touchdown of the season.
Hey.
Oh, I'm pumped up, man.
Let's get you, man. Love it.
So I got to introduce the guy that you see all in the highlights you see on screen. We welcome in a man that you like to have in the backfield and as your river tour guide. This 5'8" Hulk of a running back has nearly 4,000 total yards in his career, 25 touchdowns, a 4.7 yards per carry average, and please keep feeding my man the ball in the air as he already has 212 catches to his name. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a fantasy football darling, a workout warrior, a League of Legends stud, the guy in this interview room who can do the second most amount of pull-ups. 10,000 fists in the air because we have PFP, a.k.a. Austin Ekeler, in the house tonight. What's going on, man?
Hey, that's an epic intro right there. I appreciate that. I got to take you back, though. The second most amount of pull-ups. So what was that? Someone could do more pull-ups than me or what?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you got me on the squats, right? You can squat like 500 pounds, I know. But you ain't doing more pull-ups than me. I'm pretty
boys. Our boys fishing for compliments early.
Hey, how many one-arm pull-ups you got?
One arm?
One arm.
Dude, I don't know, man. I saw him doing body ups. Or
you mean muscle ups?
Muscle ups.
Get out of here.
See, the muscle ups are easy compared to the one-arm pull-ups. So that's the real test. Can you do a one-arm pull-ups?
How many can you do?
Probably like 4 right now.
I mean, I can do 5.
Oh, okay. All right. We're going to get some video of this, man. Let's go. Our next little podcast. We're going to be live from the weight room.
I got you.
As well.
So, Austin, before we get into stuff, I love to talk about your career a little bit, but I got to start off with the human being that is Austin Ekeler. You got the Austin Ekeler Foundation with the badass logo, the sick clothing, and I saw when it launched. Ultimately, it's one of the most important things you're doing right now. You also have the Gridiron Gaming Group, which is making major moves starting on NFL Draft Night here. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about all these endeavors you got going on?
Yeah, basically, I find myself in a lot of different things, but I think there's a main theme as far as the things that I'm involved in. It's really I'm trying to help people. And it's in different ways, right? You said with the foundation, I'm trying to help implement resources in the communities where they might not have as many resources available for people or for the youth. And so I think it's really important for people as we're continually to get older to learn about ourselves, learn about what we do like, find our passions. And we can only do that if we have resources available to actually go out and experience things, right? And so that's what the foundation's mission is, to implement things across the nation. And so for me, for instance, the weight room was a place where I learned how to work hard. I learned how to work as a team. I learned mental discipline. I learned physical toughness or mental toughness. I learned physical toughness as well, and how to push myself. And so for me, that was like what I wanted to get back first, right? I wanted to build a weight room for somewhere. And Santa Barbara High School was a perfect spot with 2,200 students. They had like one gym that was functional and one that was falling apart. And so they needed help in that area. So I was able to go implement a resource like that. And I want to take it nationwide. That was just my first, get my feet in the water, see if I can actually do this. And now I'm ready to ramp up and continue to keep going and implement resources. Basically help the person that I used to be. I used to be the person that was just really seeking to find things in my life that I really liked. And it was through different sports, working out, and, my academics. And then I finally just honed it down to I really love football and I really love business. But I would have known that if I didn't have access to all these other things to teach me about myself, right? So that's the Austin Ekeler Foundation. And then, yes, Gridiron Gaming Group is my other streaming company where I'm really trying to help bridge the gap between fans and athletes and just give them a different type of experience with the person that they want to follow, come view, come see giveaways, come just listen to. Because, a lot of times when we're, as athletes, we're just on media and stuff like that. So you don't really get that personal interaction. And so through streaming, we can bridge that gap. And so that's what Gridiron Gaming Group's doing.
And you have a lot of people associated with it. I saw the list. I mean, I'm not on the list, but you got Melvin Gordon, Raheem Mostert, Derek Watt, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Rachel Lindsay. I mean, it's a star-studded cast.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, it's not just as far as athletes in the group, it's just athletes in Gridiron Game Group, but we went out and found some more talent because, we're doing a event for the first round of the draft. Basically, it's going to be someone who represents that team. You said Rachel Lindsay. She's a big Dallas Cowboys fan. So when the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock for their 10 minutes, we're going to be talking to Rachel, seeing what she has going on. We're going to be talking to Derek for Pittsburgh. We're just going to be talking to these guys and ladies about, just what's going on in their life. It's a way for them to kind of plug what they have going on and talk about the pick a little bit. It's just a different viewing experience to watch the draft. Because if you watch it on ESPN or like CBS, it's going to be very technical as far as their numbers and but they did a pro day, stuff like that. That's great. But for most people, they're just like, I feel like they just want to watch like some type of social about it. And then what's the pick? Okay, that's the pick. For like the true fans, like, oh, I got to see all this stuff. And that's great. It's just a different type of experience. We're trying to capture just the hype around the draft and give a way for people to, say what they have going on in life.
I mean, I love it. I love everything about it. And I hope I can get an invite sometime.
Let's go, man.
But
he sucks at video games.
Who's
He
your
sucks
team?
at video games.
I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Chiefs fan? Who do we have for the Chiefs? I don't even remember.
You don't have one, so there we go.
I don't know. We have somebody for the Chiefs, but I forgot who it was. Anyway,
invite himself to the party.
Before we go on, can we just point out that David has someone running behind him on a treadmill? Like, hey,
it's my fiance.
Your fiance just getting it in on the Peloton, huh?
You're gonna put me on blast now.
Because it's a podcast. It's a podcast, man. We can do whatever we want.
I love it. Hey, it's never too late to get a workout in. So hey, there you go. Even if it's during the podcast, there you go. Add some extra content.
She wanted to be in the room, but
you're taking intervals, right? It's her turn. And
I got my pull-up bar right next to her too. So.
When I ask a question, Dave's gonna get on the treadmill and
right.
Just do it like that.
All right, so we got to get into it. There's plenty of workout stuff I could ask you about, but I got to get into the player, Austin Ekeler, the player. You played high school ball for the Fighting Reds of Eden High School of Colorado, which I had never heard of until I looked you up. So I won't lie. I'm not going to cap about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
But I'm not going to get into the fact that you probably ran for like 100+ yards every game, 5 touchdowns. I'm sure you just Ecklered the crap out of every team you played. So 240
yards every game.
Woo! Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So then let's get to the university that took a chance on you, and then enter Western Colorado.
Yeah. So Austin. Go ahead, Austin.
No, what you got?
I was going to ask you. You got your shot to prove yourself in D2, and then you made your jump to the pros, and you never played on national television or in front of, tens of thousands of fans until you got into the NFL, I imagine. So once you got into the NFL, I'm curious, did you or do you get nervous, and how did you manage that?
Yeah. So, I mean, going back to Western, it was a really small college, right? It's 2,500 students as a fan base. It's like 2 to 1 guy to girl ratio. So 2 guys to every girl. So
you're not getting in many parties with that ratio, right?
I was just gonna say I was very focused, not a lot of distractions. Let's just say that, right? Anyways, that's a different story.
Oh man!
So I was definitely focused on my academics and just working out and football. A lot of ice fishing, a lot of video games. But yeah, I ended up starting 4 years there, did pretty well, and finally got myself into a position where I got an opportunity with the Chargers. It was definitely a long journey, but it was a fun time in the Gunnison Valley for those 4 years that I was there. But actually dropped out my last semester just to go train so I can make sure that I didn't have any regrets as far as what I was doing. I wanted to make sure I was all in on the opportunity. So I decided to take a semester off and just go physically just train for the opportunity, and ended up paying off and landed me a spot on the Chargers. And so, yeah, it was a lot different playing in front of my, a couple hundred people. My mom, I can hear her because she's the loudest one in the stands, into playing in front of, a few thousand people over in StubHub or Dignity Health, which is still a big stadium compared to what I was playing in. But like when we would go to away stadiums, I'd be like, okay, this is like the true atmosphere, because we were in the transition, right, between SoFi and like now we have a new stadium. So now I've been on a campaign to get the new hype train as far as, Charger fans getting going, because we got a new opportunity to bring culture to LA with new SoFi Stadium. So looking forward to bringing some energy and seeing some fans up in there. And I'm going to be doing all I can to get people just excited about playing football or watching football and trying to help out the home team.
I'm going a little off script for a second because I feel like, Austin, we've known each other for less than 10 minutes now. So I feel like we're friends. So how many parties did you go to that had more girls than guys?
More girls than guys. Wow. Probably not very many. I would say, okay, so like I lived with like the volleyball team. Basically, it was like 3 volleyball players, me and my other buddy. There's 5 of us in this like apartment, and so when they would have like a little party get together, then there would be like more females over than guys. But for the most part, it's just guys everywhere. So yeah. So I didn't party much. Not because of that, but just because I wasn't really a partier either. I'd rather go work out, play video games, chill, have like a little hangout night with the boys. I lived in a place called the End Zone. What's what our house was called?
The End Zone.
We live in the End Zone. You know how you name your house? You know, back in college, like what's our spot's name? Yeah, we were in the End Zone.
So
that's where we're living.
Speaking of the End Zone, your touchdown celebration is the air guitar.
Great transition, Eric.
And I know sometimes you think of the song 10,000 Fists by Disturbed. My question is, do you ever practice that when you're by yourself, like maybe in front of the mirror, just do the air guitar, make sure you got it down?
I never practice it by myself. I always practice it when I'm trying to like choreograph, like I'm trying to get the team to do a band. Like, let's get a band together and let's all get in the band, right? It's not all about me. Like we all ended up scoring a touchdown. And now let's all get in a little celebration together, right? But it's actually hard to choreograph people because some people are like, I don't want to do it. And then it depends on if we have enough time to set it up because now we got to get the field goal unit on. And so that's the only time I really practiced it. Dan Feeney, my old center, we'd get out there. We'd be practicing when any rock song came on. We'd be out there just practicing our air guitar just because, we were the ones that got into it the most for sure. But it's a progression.
No, so what's funny is right before you're going, I'm going to oust Eric out right now. Before you came on, he said, I had to look up 10,000 Fists in the Air because I'd never heard it before.
I don't think it's illegal in this country, right? It's like banned in the country right now. I don't even know if you can listen to it. Can you listen to it?
It's on my playlist.
Is it really? Oh, because I was on YouTube the other day and it's like, oh, this is no longer available in your country. So I don't know if there was like some rights that were like up or something. I don't know.
You don't got it downloaded to your phone?
I haven't listened to it for a while. Yeah. But that's
awesome.
my jam.
Oh man,
I can sing it to you. You want me to sing it to you? No, I'm just playing. I know every word basically.
Oh, you see, I didn't know you were like a hardcore metalhead like me, like Saliva, Pantera, like Rage Against the Machine. Like that's all your stuff, right? That's
my workout stuff. Like if I'm going metal, I'm usually hitting leg day. Yeah, I'll have Disturbed, like 3 Days Grace. Just blasting my ears loud as I can go.
I put your like workout playlist because I figured I was like, all right, he's got to be a fan of this type of stuff. So I tagged you and I put a picture of myself up today to try to with your workout.
Oh, nice.
So you'll have to
it's on Instagram or what? I gotta check.
No, on Twitter.
Oh, Twitter. Okay,
I did one of your workouts that you put on YouTube. I was like, all right,
okay.
The Austin Ekeler workout today.
Nice. Which one was I in Australia? When I was English, was I in Australia? Was I in like some like little hole in the wall place with like
it was the PFP video, and you did like a half mile run at 10 miles an hour. So I did 10 miles an hour on the treadmill for half a mile, and then it was like I think it was 225-pound RDLs with 1 minute plank in between.
Okay, that's good. Let's go.
And then I did.
Use the same weight too, right?
Yeah. Oh, for the RDLs I did. I ain't squatting. Well, I ain't squatting what you're squatting. I maxed out at 315.
Hey, that's still pretty good. I mean, for general public, like I feel like you don't need to be squatting in a house, right? Like you just need to have some general fitness, right?
Yeah.
Don't have these little twig legs where you can't even like walk around.
Does it annoy you when people skip leg day?
Yeah, it annoys me when people don't work out. That's what annoys me. If you don't work out, what are you doing? Like here's the reason why, right? Because you really only have one thing in this body that really belongs to you. Like in general, like is your body. Like you control this thing. This is you. This is you that you are in. You're living in this thing, right? So, like I heard a great analogy. It's like imagine you only get one car at the age of 16, and you don't get another car for the rest of your life. Right? You're going to take care of that car as much as you can because it's got to get you all the way through the rest of your life. Well, that car is your body, right?
Right.
So you got to take care of this vessel because this is going to get you through your life. And if you treat that car like crap, it's going to break out on you halfway through and you're going to be like, damn, I wish I had my car. And yeah, that's your body. So you got to take care of this thing.
So when did you first fall in love with working out? What was the hook?
I think it was just a getaway from me. It was just a way for me to get away from life and just get my mind off of stuff back in high school. Just trying to get out of the situation that I was in. It kept me It kept me out of trouble. It kept me, pushing towards things that I was passionate about, which was sports at the time. And so it was a way for me to kind of incorporate something that's productive, but also something that's kind of therapeutic for my mind. Just to be around just people that are in the gym. And usually when people are in the gym, it's like almost a social atmosphere if you have like friends in there. A lot of times I just go by myself. I remember I went by myself one time. My mom's like, "Where are you at?" I was like, "I'm in the gym. I'm trying to become a millionaire." And she's like, "All right, good." And this was like, that was just my mentality. I was just like, I'm getting out of this place. And, I was just always in the gym. Right. And that's like mental health. Like mental health is a big thing. That was part of my mental health.
So I got to ask you then on the subject of work. I promise I'll get back to football in a second. How much of your crap did your teammates give you for that pick?
Don't give me any crap. They're like, God dang. Let me get on what you're getting on, bro. I was like, hey, come on, man.
When that pick first came out, the world was like,
up, man. Try to keep up. Let's go.
I love it. It was motivating, especially because
that's when I'm like in my zone, man. I'm just like, hey, let's go. Like I'm working out. I'm just feeling myself. That's like I got the rock music in the ears. But if I'm in my backyard, which is that a little setup in the backyard, that I'm just blasting on the intercom so the neighbors can hear too. And they get pumped up too. They probably don't get as pumped as I do. They're probably like, shut that shit off. But I'm getting it in for the next hour.
I just want to know, fantasy football Twitter went off when that picture of you went out, and everybody's like, "All right, I'm taking Austin Ekeler, top 5 pick, ADP going through the roof."
Oh, yeah. So back to football for a second. Your world kind of changed when Melvin Gordon held out, right? You kind of, from day one when you were with the Chargers, got the chance, you kind of were a thorn in the Chiefs fans' sides a little bit. But when he stepped out, you got to run the show. Your 2019 season, 557 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, 92 catches, 993 receiving yards, 8 receiving touchdowns. You also had the 4th 100 game of the decade. So finally that led to you getting that huge payday, the $24.5 million 4-year deal.
Jeez.
I mean, you got paid, man. So tell me, what was it like being the man?
Yeah,
that's right. What was it like being the man? Come on.
Shoot, man. I just felt like it was honestly part of the progression, right? I feel like my life was like in this line and I was just working hard and I was progressing. I was taking advantage of my opportunities that were in front of me. And it was just, you just outside in the backyard, got the dogs barking.
Yeah, I'm just outside on the porch right now.
I told him to go inside.
We got people working out. We got dogs barking.
Hey, you got everything.
This is a family affair, man.
Hey, this is the hangout. We're chilling, big vibes. But no, so it was like part of the progression, right? I feel like it was just like I was next. Like that was what was next for me. And right, because I'm putting in this work. I'm putting in some plays. I'm producing on the field. I'm like, okay, like something's got to like pay off here, like in a bigger way, as far as financially. And so finally got something done with the Chargers. And I think it's just kind of heightened me to the point that I'm at right now, where I'm really trying to help other people now. I feel like, man, I'm at a spot where like my life feels almost like fulfilled. And like, okay, I'm like, what else is there to do? Right. Like what can I help people do? Cause that's what came next for me. It's like, how can I help other people feel the way I'm feeling? It's going to be different for everyone. Not everyone wants to go play in the NFL. I wouldn't want everyone to go play in the NFL, right? I talk about taking care of your body, and here I am, beating it up every Sunday. So just saying, it's different for everyone. But the most important thing is the skills that you learn, the passions that you have, the connections that you make, right? And so that's what I'm trying to help other people do. But yeah, that's what my contracts kind of open up for me. It's to open up kind of a new just place in my mind where I'm like, let me go help the community, the place, and the people that have really lifted me up to this platform and given me support all the way through my journey.
No, I mean, that's awesome, man. I mean, honestly, what you're doing on the field, what you're doing off of it is just a huge inspiration for a 5'7" muscle head like myself. I don't know if the NFL is in my future, but I know.
Okay. It's okay.
But hey, I mean, I'd like, I feel like I'm out there with you on the field on Sundays. Like I have my TV blaring, it's in HD. So
hey, well, if you come to the games, just make sure you have as much energy as you can, because I'm literally telling people, if you come to the game and you don't have a lot of energy and you're not there to help us out and win games, don't come to the game. Like you're ruining our culture. We're starting a new culture with the Chargers, you guys. I'm starting new. I'm tired of San Diego. Like we've been out of San Diego for 4 years now, guys. Like we got to move on. Chargers fans, we got to move on. Hey, this is a new stadium, new opportunity, new jerseys, new feel around our team. And so, hey, it's time for us to start creating a culture up in LA and, hey, make it an enjoyable venue to come and watch a game and cheer as loud as we can. And if you don't leave with your voice not being gone, you didn't cheer enough. So that's all I'm saying.
So if I, you know, times are tight these days. If I fly out to LA and I go to a Chargers game, my team's rival, are you going to point to me in the crowd when you score a touchdown?
I'm pointing to everybody, and I want to see everyone.
Oh, he's cop,
with the
that's
rock
the
up,
cop-out answer.
with the rock up, and we're hitting the guitar. Let's go. Everyone's jamming out.
I love it. All right, fair enough. So, I want to finish this out, Austin. So we like to do a little something different here. It's a triple play fantasy rapid fire round. So I'm going to ask you some.
Be real quick because I got to call them 4 minutes.
Got you.
Go.
All right. Have one of your real estate investments hit big or score a touchdown in a game?
One of my real estate investments hit big.
All right, love it. Fart loudly every time you meet someone, or have your mouth smell like garlic all the time?
Fart loudly when I meet someone.
Dinner with Samuel L. Jackson or Morgan Freeman?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Do you pull your toilet paper from the bottom or the top?
From the bottom or the top?
Yeah, like the bottom of the roll or the top of the roll?
The bottom of the roll.
I love that's the hardest one so far.
What do you mean? Just like, yeah, okay.
3 cereals in order: Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch, Reese's Puffs.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What was the other 2?
Captain Crunch, Reese's Puffs.
Captain Crunch last. Reese's Puffs second.
All right, I'll have to let that one.
Scrapes the roof of your mouth.
All right, last 3. Would you rather have a bell go off every time you get horny or never get horny again?
Bell go off.
All right.
Just not at those parties.
Have to block Joey Bosa on 3rd down or run a pattern across the middle against Derwin James?
Oh, I'll block. I don't want to get sawed in half. At least we're like 2 feet away from each other.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't expecting that answer. All right, I like it. Last one. Come on the podcast again or have to mow the lawn?
Mow the lawn.
Oh man.
Hell no, I ain't mowing the lawn. I'll come on the podcast.
Hey, there we go. I'll take it.
That's a setup. I like that. That's a good setup one right there.
Just for you, man.
I see y'all.
Hey, man. Right. Well, I know you got to get out of here. I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And if there are anything you want to plug to our audience or anything like that before you get out of here.
Yeah, if you guys want to come join the social that I was talking about for the GGG draft event, it'll be the first round of the draft, which is April 19th or 29th. Just during the draft. So it'd be during the same time. We'll be going simultaneously and come win some giveaways, come hang out, come see some perspective from teammates of the teams that are being drafted, and then also some influencers in the community. But I appreciate you guys. I like you guys' vibes. Keep it going. You guys have a good one. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Did we make top 10?
Yeah.
Did I make 12?
Top 10. I would say we'll go top 30.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's your jersey number. So you know what?
It's a compliment. Here's the thing. I need energy. I need some energy. Give me fired up, man. Get me going here. Like, I want to be like, woo! Like,
did I not do that?
Okay, it's different type of energy. It's different for everyone, right? It's different. Everyone's got their own perspective of energy.
We'll bring it on the second go around. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
David's gonna send you the video of him doing 5 one-arm pull-ups.
That would get me hype. Well, if you showed me a video of you working out, like, hey, what do you think about this? I'd be like,
well, you got to respond to my initial tweet at you first with me posing, and then
so, okay, I gotta go, boys. But hey, here's the thing: I'm not even on my Twitter. That's my team. So I'm sorry. I'll
start using Instagram more. We're
there
more
you go,
Twitter
Instagram.
Guys.
There you go.
All right, I'll send it to you on Instagram. All right, man. Thanks. See ya.
Appreciate you.
Take care.